Good morning, dear friends. The last lecture we have ended up with the equation of that inductance. Whenever there is a moving, there is a translational movement in this magnetic field. So whenever that air gap length is more, automatically inductance effect will be reduced. When the air gap length is more, automatically less inductance effect will be more. Accordingly, we have finally derived the equation of voltage, where we have found that if there is a magnetic field, there is having a moving part, there is surely in this voltage equation have transform voltage and speed voltage, or otherwise speed EMF term. So in this lecture, I am going to explain the rotational movement. As we are assuming one stator winding and one rotor winding. Whenever the stator winding is excited, what is the magnetic flux linkage in the stator rotor winding? Whenever rotor is excited, how the magnetic flux? Finally, how this inductance effect of this equation? Okay, inductance effect of this. In a rotating magnetic field. So now, accordingly, I would like to share my white screen. Assume that there is having a stator. There is having a stator, and the stator surely obviously have the air gap. This is the stator. And let me reduce the size so that you can. So now this is the air gap. So inside that we have rotor as well. Let me increase this size. This is the rotor. Inside that we have a rotor. We have a rotor. So now this rotor is having one winding. Stator also have one winding. So rotor have this winding of this stator having this winding, and this is the stator winding. So here this winding is winding is into this winding. Then this is away from this paper. This is into the paper, away from the paper. Current is entering and the current is leaving here. Then this is a reference of that entire line. We have excuse me. We have this winding. Then rotor also have the winding. Assume this is the rotor winding are placed. So now here also current is entering into mar, and current is leaving. So now this is the reference of the rotor axis. Reference of this rotor axis. Then this is the reference of stator axis. Then this is the reference of rotor axis. So this angle between that rotor angle of the rotor is nothing but we can write theta. If this angle is theta, automatically this angle is theta. So now we have two types of region here. We have two types of region here towards this is the case. So I have splitted this sector into four sectors. This is the region as this is the symmetry, we are assuming that this is HR1 magnetic field intensity of the rotor. In this region I have written HR1. This region, so let me write. So this region will be HR1, and this region will be HR2. In this region will be HR3, and this region will be HR4. So now, as current is entering, it will produce one magnetic field. It will ring to the rotor as well. So now as the current is entering into the paper, so current flux direction will be like this. Similarly, here rotor also excited. The rotor winding current is entering here, so this also flux line will be like this. Here this rotor is excited, but current is away from the winding, away from this book page, so we can write it as magnetic flux linkage will be in this opposite direction. Magnetic flux linkage will be here also, it is away from this winding. So this is what now we have concluded that what is rotor angle and magnetic field. This is symmetrical. We are assuming that symmetry. We are assuming that this region magnetic field intensities differ from this region. That is why I have mentioned here HR3 and HR4. Similarly, HR4 is different from in this sector HR1. So number of turns in the stator winding, you can write it as NS. Stator winding. Similarly, number of turns in the rotor winding also we can write it as NR. Now, I am going to write this Ampere's law. Ampere's law is what? Vector sum of H dot D in the line contour equal to number of turns in the current enclosed. Current in the stator we can write it as IS, stator current, and IR can be rated as rotor current. Rated as rotor current. So when we in this line integral, assume this is one contour, HR1, this region one contour, then one contour, second contour, third contour, and fourth contour. So now I am writing here this region, one sector, then this is the second one, this is third sector and fourth sector. So now if we take this is the reference alpha equal to 0, this is alpha equal to theta, then here this alpha equal to pi minus theta, this region, then alpha equal to theta again, then alpha equal to pi minus theta. So this is the way of choosing this alpha. I am now taking this reference angle alpha is equal to 0. So far, now assume that for first contour, this is the first contour I am taking it as. So magnetic field intensity is the vector quantity. Magnetic field intensity is the vector quantity. So now magnetic field intensity towards this direction is positive, towards left to right is positive, towards right to left is negative. So accordingly, for contour 1, see here magnetic field intensity is towards this direction is HR4, this direction. Since this is the region of HR4, this is just opposite here HR1, therefore minus. So for first contour we can write HR4 minus HR1, then write this air gap, length of the air gap is LG, or maybe you can write like air gap length is G. So now accordingly we can write line integral H4 minus HR1 in the G is equal to which winding is excited? Stator winding is excited. So number of turns in the stator winding in the current flowing through the stator winding. Then similarly in the second one, in this line, this direction is positive, this direction is negative. So here HR1 is positive, HR2 is negative. So we can write HR1 minus HR2 in the line integral equal to number of turns. Here this excited by the rotor. Therefore, we can write number of turns in the rotor in the current flowing through the rotor. Then third equation, this case third contour, we can write it as in the third contour. Here current, here this HR2 is entering towards this left to right, and HR3 is towards right to left. So we can write HR2 minus HR3 in the air gap is equal to number of, which one is excited? Stator is excited. Therefore, NS into IS. But at the same time, in this two region, current is entering. Here, current is leaving. So IS is nothing but minus IS. So I am writing here 1 minus. Writing here 1 minus. Then this fourth equation, here current is this towards left to right HR3 and towards right to left HR4. Therefore, HR3 minus HR4 in the air gap length is equal to number of turns in the rotor winding and current flowing is excited by the rotor. Therefore, NR into IR, but the current direction is towards away from this board. Therefore, we can write it as minus NR. So now from this equation, we have equation number 1, we have equation number 2, and we have equation number 3 and equation number 4. So then now, if you add first equation with this for third equation, we will end up with this equation HR4 minus HR1 1 minus HR4 plus HR2 minus HR3 equal to 0. Since NS minus NS into IS minus NS into IS, therefore NS it is equal to 0. So from this we can conclude that this is the, so now if you multiply, assume this magnetic relative permittivity of this material is mu r equal to infinity. Assume relative permittivity of the material mu r is equal to infinity. So now, so let me verify that whether all the equations are correct. NS into IS minus HR1 minus HR2, yeah, correct, and HR4 minus HR1, HR4 minus HR1, then H3 minus H4, then H2 minus H3, H2 minus H3. So this is how we have ended up with this equation. Is correct. Then we have now, yeah, we have just added. Now we will end up with this equation. Now assume if we cut this rotor and the stator, whatever, if we cut this portion like this, and this is our radius. This is the radius of the rotor is R. Radius of the rotor is R. So if we cut like this, you can get length of this core is L. Length of the core is L. So how it will be? It will be like this. Maybe I don't know how much you can assume it. This is the case. So this is the length of the core, and this is the radius of the core. This is the radius of the core. So now, when we write, how we can write this in magnetic flux density? How to write this magnetic flux density? It is very much important. According to the Gauss's law, surface integral of B vector dot n cap into ds is equal to 0. So according to this, B is nothing but what? Mu naught into H. Already I told you mu R is equal to infinity on the core region. Therefore, the reluctance will be 0. So accordingly, we can end up with the surface integral of H mu naught H into ds is equal to 0. Mu naught H into ds is equal to 0. So now we should know area. This is ds is nothing but area. Now you write this, we have to write this equation from here, from this alpha equal to 0, how the magnetic flux density. How we will write this magnetic flux density in this region? In this region, we can write already here this area, how we can write radius into length, r into L. So we can write this equation 5 can be write it as mu naught R L is R into length. Area, it will be finished. ds also finished, then mu naught also finished. Then we are going to write in area by area. Then here HR3 from this angle is theta. This angle is theta. So we can write HR3. The region, this angle is theta. Therefore theta. Then mu naught plus arc angle we have to write. In this region, what happened? In this region is nothing but HR4 into pi minus theta. This region, I am only concentrating this region, pi minus theta. Therefore, we can write HR4 into pi minus theta plus, then in this region, what is this region again? HR1 into theta. Then what about this region? Pi minus theta, this region. 4 sectors I am writing. So plus HR2 into pi minus theta equal to 0. This is not theta, rotor angle theta equal to 0. So just to segregate all the value of theta separately. So mu naught R into L into HR, we can write now HR4, HR3 plus minus HR4, then plus HR1, then minus HR2 into theta R plus HR4 plus HR2 into pi equal to 0. I hope you understood. Just I am combining this, all those things will be 0. So accordingly, when we write it, we will have this HR4. If you multiply with minus, you will get minus plus, in this case minus, and this case plus. So this entire equation in this component will be 0. This component will be 0. So finally, we will end up with this equation. We will end up with this equation. HR4 equal to minus HR2. This equation HR4 equal to HR4 equal to minus HR2. Already we have written this equation H1 minus H2 plus H3 minus H4 equal to 0. If you substitute this value here, HR4 equal to H, this is just to write it as HR. So now HR4 equal to minus HR2. If you substitute here, we will end up with this equation H3 equal to minus H1. H3 equal to minus H1. So from this, we can conclude that this in this previous case, HR1 in this previous case, we have the circle like here, HR4 equal to minus HR2. See, HR3 equal to minus HR1. then HR2 equal to minus HR2. So as this is symmetrical, we have proved that opposite side, this magnetic field intensity magnitude wise same, at the same time the direction is different based on the current which is flowing through this circuit. So with this, I would like to conclude today's lecture. How the magnetic field, today's lecture main conclusion is, if this is symmetry, rotary symmetry, air gap is same, then rotor is excited, stator is also excited, then if we find out that magnetic field intensity segment wise, we will have come to know, due to the symmetry, opposite side magnetic field intensities are same, only the direction is different. So that is what we have ended up with, HR4 equal to minus HR2 and H3 equal to minus H1. So with this, I would like to conclude today's lecture. So I will continue with this, how to calculate magnetic flux in the stator in the next lecture. I hope it is interesting and understandable. If you have doubts, kindly comment on it, and so that I can also improve based on your feedback, and based on your comment I can learn other lectures also. Wish you all the best. Thank you.